Hello, and welcome back to another one of my videos. In this one, I am going to be unboxing what should hopefully be the Brown Box Bundle by Ween. All 10 of their CDs in one bundle. I originally had 2 of their CDs in jewel cases. I bought them off of Amazon. There was no way I was going to be able to get all 10 of their CDs, so I am glad that I finally have a way. First, let me open this. Oh, we got it. The Brown Box. Oh, you can see my face. The complete studio albums from Ween. A collection of beautiful weirdness from 1990 to 2007. 12 compact discs of great American songwriting. All right. I'm going to make sure to save the sticker if I can. Put it on my mini fridge. There you go. Got the sticker. I'm putting this on my mini fridge. So, this is from Rhino. From what I've heard, they have been doing some kind of not favorable things. I'm going to try to get my lighting better. I'm going to close the fucking blinds, see if that helps. Let's unwrap it. Here it is. From what I know, it's kind of cheap, but they're all within like thin cardboard cases. But that doesn't really bother me, especially because each disc gets its own insert. Feels more premium, and it doesn't feel as like flimsy as a normal, like, what are they called? Digisleeve? Yeah. I'll try to show you all the artwork and stuff in case you want to buy this. It's like a photo. This is the insert. It has all the credits. There's the back. So this isn't the anniversary edition. That kind of sucks, but whatever. Yeah, next up we have the pod. Find it interesting that this one does not have the parental advisory marking. So this is one of 2 that I already had, just in jewel cases. Just the insert. Just a bunch of credits. And the disc. Just me and Ween's face. So I might as well kind of like go over my history with Ween. Since I am primarily a Gorillaz fan, Ween is like a newer thing for me. I got into Ween in like fucking sometime during elementary school. Like late elementary school. The primary reason was obviously, like with most people, SpongeBob. That's really where I got my introduction. I remember specifically one of my sister's friends was like, I don't want to say like bullying me, but she was kind of bullying me with Ocean Man. She thought it was like the worst song ever. So she would, follow me around with it. And I was like, well, I actually like that song, so, you're not doing much to me. And it's kind of weird for me to say, but I've technically been a Ween fan for a little longer than I've been a Gorillaz fan. Anyways, yeah, this one's the Titties album cover. Specifically with Chocolate and Cheese, which is this one. If you're not like a Ween fan, this is Chocolate and Cheese. It's the first of 2 not to be labeled. I know that they used the 2024 remastered version of the tracks here. So hope that this doesn't get my video taken down. If the 2024 versions of the songs bother you, then that might be a reason not to get this. But they don't bother me enough to have not gotten this. I will say, I don't really care for the 2024 remasters. They sound slightly weird to me. But every remaster does. They always don't sound quite as good. And this one is probably my least favorite Ween album. Primarily just because I am not a fan of country music. But again, like everything Ween does, this is like the best form of country music, so, I still like this album a lot. I don't know which album it is for, but there's a B-side called Vallejo, and that's always stood out to me because that's my last name, so that's cool, a B-side track. I think it might be for Chocolate and Cheese or Pure Guava, I don't remember. I don't think it's like a later album thing. Here's the disc. My favorite album, and like most people's favorite album, but for goddamn good reason, this is such a fantastic album. The Mollusk. It's what made SpongeBob happen, basically. The insert. It's also the best album cover, honestly. It's such a good album cover. Also, I'm just saying, that's a fucking really cool disc. I really like that disc. So, I think it's like a moonfish something. I don't know. Yeah, as I said in the beginning, I'm primarily a Gorillaz fan, and I also own almost every Gorillaz album. So I could not pass up this opportunity to not get this, especially because it was like really cheap. Also, this album's called White Pepper, in case you're not a pre-existing Ween fan. This one's like a Beatles-esque album. I really like this insert. Oh, that doesn't really have much on the back there. Just a bunch of peppers, that's funny. Okay, that disc is pretty basic. It's just, yeah. I'm gonna be making a Ween ranking video soon, and I will definitely use these as like physical props. This is also one of their best albums. Let's get the insert. An interesting disc, very simple. Yeah. Yeah, 2 more albums. Shinola Volume 1. We never got a Volume 2, unfortunately. This is basically just a bunch of B-sides and stuff that weren't like fully realized that they finished up for this album, just to get it out there. Actually, it's technically supposed to be like this, but whatever. Let's get the insert.
Exalted and hallowed be God's greatness. In this world of your creation, may your will be fulfilled and your sovereignty revealed. In the days of our lifetime, and
Very similar disc
house of Israel,
to Quebec.
and say, Amen.
Yeah. Now we are down to the final album. And this album is what made them kind of quit making music, unfortunately. La Cucaracha. I do like that this is how they showed off the tracks. I think that My Own Bare Hands is kind of weird, and the fact that sometimes it's called With My Own Bare Hands, but you know, doesn't really change anything. Insert. Just a bunch of photos. And the final disc. And there's the disc. So that is what comes with the brown box. If you're a Ween fan and you don't own these albums, it's definitely something you should consider. Obviously, they're in a kind of cheap casing, but I think it's fine. You know, I don't mind it. But it may bother you. I do think that the concept is very cool. It's a great way for a Ween fan who hasn't been collecting to get their hands on every single album. Assuming you're more of a CD collector. I also really like how the box looks. You can kind of see the album names. I wanted to add this to the end, just to point out 3 very minor grievances I have with this release. Again, these are minor grievances, so none of these are like really detracting how great this is as a release to me. But it's worth pointing these out. First of all, I'll point out the biggest one for me is that there is no Friends EP. The Friends EP was released before La Cucaracha. It features 5 songs, and it did release on CD and all of that, so, you know, the fact that there's just like an entire release that isn't present does bother me, but I do understand since it was an EP, not a full album. In case you're curious, the Friends EP had, so I'll just put the tracks up here, but that's like the biggest thing that bothers me. I might be able to find a copy of the Friends EP somewhere, I don't know. I'm actually a big fan of the Friends EP. People don't like it, but I like it. I especially really like the remix of Friends. That's the biggest thing for me. I would say the second biggest thing for me, and I think I pointed this out in the video, the version of GodWeenSatan that comes with the brown box doesn't seem to be the anniversary edition. So there's no Bumblebee Part 2, there's no Hippie Smell, and there's another song named after another girl. I don't know. That one's more minor to me because the only song that I like from the anniversary edition is Bumblebee Part 2, but it is something to point out. However, I will say though, I can understand, because if I look at the CD itself, I can tell there's no room for the extra tracks, so whatever. And the final thing, again, I think I pointed this out already, but the version of Chocolate and Cheese uses the 2024 remaster versions of the tracks. This one is very subtle. I can tell the difference. I prefer the original masters of the tracks, obviously, but I can fully understand why they went with the remasters. Those are the only grievances I really have. That is the brown box. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.